What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production! All aboard!
I brought my pencil. What do you wanna do with your life? Walk on home, boy. Yeah. Like anything gets to say like you did before. Make it ring, make it bleed, make it really sore.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're catching this, welcome to another episode of Rank 'em All, Between the Buried and Me edition. I'm your host, Nick Maxon. I'm sitting here in the Dudio. It's a windy day outside, but it's nice and calm in here. I'm sitting here with my cohorts. We've got Dr. Dongo.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I had a rough night, but hopefully it's going to be a better morning.
It already is.
It really is.
We've also got Chris Kerrigan here.
Hello, fine sir.
Chris, what's your favorite pizza topping and why?
Just one or like
No, just one topping.
banana peppers? 'Cause
Excellent
everybody
choice.
should love banana peppers.
I like the color of banana peppers. It's very unique.
And they have a nice
unique
tangy
green.
taste.
They had a nice
Very sweet
pop.
with the spice.
With the tangs and spices.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Davidson's also here.
Yes.
What was the last flavor of Mountain Dew you drank?
Probably the new one, that
Mm,
watermelon one.
major.
I believe I
watermelon
snapped-
major. Melon
yeah,
major.
Major melon.
Major melon.
Yeah, I snagged one of those. I was over here.
I am a Mountain Dew enthusiast.
Gosh,
I like the flavors.
there's so many now. Just
There are many.
just-
I like the grape one. Don't find that one very often.
My
Yeah.
favorite's Livewire.
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 Livewire's
Livewire's
pretty
pretty good.
solid.
Baja Blast is okay. Livewire's my go-to.
That game
I love
fuel.
the voltage.
Game
Yes.
Fuel is very
Yes.
similar to
Yes.
Livewire,
Yes.
Yes.
and that's why I like it too.
I like the voltage too.
Yeah, voltage
like I
is
said,
like a
Voltage is
go-to at the
good.
gas station.
The black, like the grape. I think it's just like pitch black or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Really
Pitch
good.
Black. Yep, that's the one. Brett Maxwell, also here.
Hello.
Cashews or pistachios?
Pistachios,
Agreed.
pistachios.
Agreed.
I just had some the other day. Sorry, that are chili roasted.
I was just gonna bring that up. That's exactly what I was about to bring up.
Yes, mother brother, I'll tell you what.
brother, I'm gonna tell
You don't
what.
got a cool question for me? How are you?
Sorry.
People aren't gonna get to know me that way. Jeez. How are you? I'm okay.
Here we go. Are you? Who is your Street Fighter of choice?
I don't really. I've never really played Street Fighter that much, so I couldn't.
Not
I
a
don't,
fighting game guy.
Not really. No, the most fighting game I ever played was Primal Rage or Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
Interesting.
Not like Mortal Kombat or
A little bit of Mortal
Tekken
Kombat here and
or-
there. No Tekken.
I think I played some Tekken.
So I played more
Tekken's
Tekken
cool.
than any of the others.
I played
Tekken, I always got confused with Turok, which was a dinosaur killer.
Oh,
Yes, completely
yeah.
different.
Turok was fun
pretty
too.
sick.
Yeah,
Hell
it
yeah, it
was.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games on N64
Um,
and
They had
PS2.
this one on that one on PS2. was
Turok
dope.
Evolution.
Yeah,
We get the War Club.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
all right. So now that we're loose, once again, this is the Between the Buried and Me rank 'em all. We are, I'd say, we're maybe about halfway through, in the ballpark. Today we start. We're coming up to the top of the hill, in my opinion, on the arc that is Between the Buried and Me. They've just left Victory Records. They're now with Metal Blade, and they're putting out their first EP. This is the Parallax Hypersleep Dialogs. This is part one of a two-part. They call it a concept album suite, which sounds really cool. I like it when, like, you got your Star Wars saga.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What else do we got? I don't know. I like it when you say things and
It means
Interesting.
things.
and it means things, man. I'm a word kind of guy.
A wordsmith.
That's the way to my
So,
heart, man.
This was released in 2011. 3 songs, 30 minutes. This little album, I would like to invoke the spirit of Zach Davidson and say it's a fucking unit. There's just 3 bangers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's just dive in. Let's just dive right on in here. We've got the first song, Specular Reflection. 11 minutes out the gate. Like we're diving in. It comes in with the cool piano.
Yeah. Kind of feels like a Jaws feeling going on there.
It's
Definitely.
it's one of my favorite intros.
Yeah.
The first minute or two, like the lead in before
it's a cool sci-fi like it's a cool sci-fi intro.
it sets the pace.
Like,
It's
it-
phenomenal.
I don't know how many times I've heard that.
Playing Dead Space.
Yeah.
If anybody played, it made me feel like crawling through a hallway in Dead Space with your tiny little flashlight about to go out,
Yeah,
and
it's
all
a
of a sudden
super
this
menacing-
monstrous arm just pops out through a wall.
It's a
and smashes
menacing
you.
sci-fi intro, like like shit is definitely afoot here.
For sure. For sure.
And then as soon as that ends, he just comes in just screaming.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yep.
Just
Like right out the
screaming.
gates.
Yep.
This song's a banger.
Absolute banger.
Absolute
All the way
banger.
through.
Oh, yeah.
So we're introduced, we got a couple characters in this concept album. Their names are boring as fuck. Okay. The first one's
Yeah.
called Prospect Number 1. I don't even know what he's doing here. Let me see if I heard.
This song is picking up right where Swim to the Moon left off.
Right.
Swim
There
to
we
the
go.
Moon.
She crashes up on the island.
Yeah.
There's new planet that he doesn't recognize, and then it just starts.
He starts seeing, he starts thinking that there's something else going on in his head. He sees somebody or something, which is our second character, Prospect Number 2. So, when he says the words, they sound really, really cool. But like going through these lyrics is not going to help anyone understand what's going on, I don't think.
We'd literally have to read every lyric to you, and even then, I don't think it would make complete sense.
You just need to listen to it for yourself.
Yes.
It's phenomenal though. It has its ups and its downs. It ebbs and it flows. It is fantastic.
You can definitely tell, while reading through the lyrics, when it hits Prospect 2's part, you can definitely tell, there's a whole change in the tone of the song completely.
Mhm.
So you can definitely tell, even before you know the story, you go halfway through the song, you get about 7 minutes in, and then it just all of a sudden changes the entire feel of the song. And that's where you can really tell you've got a different perspective.
And they're going to continue to do that for the rest of this album and the next album. It's really cool. It's quite an experience. First song, Specular Reflection, I give a 9.5. Total banger. When I finally was hooked on Between the Buried and Me, and I was stoked for new music, this was the first album that came out. So it's got a special place. Little biased opinion on this one. Chris, what do you think of Specular Reflection?
9.7.
9.7. Just peeking up over my head there. It's a good. It's a good one. Dick, what do you think?
I really love this song. I really love the chorus, if you want to call it that. That mirror stares back at me. That's
my favorite part.
Yeah.
That's the characters
so cool.
seeing each other, and they're mirror is representational of the fact that they are the same person, just across time and space, which is why they're able to see each other. I don't know, their brain waves are crossing.
Right.
Parallax.
It's a specular
Reflection.
Reflection.
Yes. I love that. I love
he
I
said
love
it.
the opening. I love just the realization that they're seeing each other's what's going on in each other's.
They don't quite realize it
No,
yet.
they're like, what is this?
Just a little, just something going on.
Why
in the
is
head.
this? Why am I staring back at myself? What is this going on over here in my head? It's freaking me out. It's just cool, and it's just, and again, just the mirror stares back at me part. It's such a catchy
really
chorus.
Found his voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
His voice is shining
Yes.
on this album.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the cleans are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's this was this is the first time I believe they stepped away from Jamie King. They went to Canada to record this one.
Yeah.
They were with, I think Jamie King still mixed and mastered it, but they didn't record it with him. They recorded with someone else. I don't exactly know why.
I'm gonna give this a 9.5. I especially really like the callback to "Swim to the Moon," the guitar, or that entire part.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Yeah, this song is just a fucking unit, a part of a unit of an EP. The breakdown with Prospect 2 was great. A mirror still stands back again. That's one of my favorite lines. I notice it gets heavy when he like, there's like a line in there like awakening or like he awakes. Like he says those words, but then it just gets fucking heavy right there and it just hits.
I know exactly what part you're talking about.
And then I like it. So when he awakes and he's walking into a certain state of, and it's
I
kind of,
love that part so much.
Yeah.
I've been walking
into a certain state of what?
And then it calls it comes back again in part 2.
It
So
does.
good. I love it. I love that part. That's probably my favorite part
I
of the
love,
song.
I love that part too. One of my favorite lines is definitely because again, like you said, his voice really does shine through on the cleans when he's just screaming, and then he comes in and says, wanting what they have, their perfect smiles and heartless lusts. Right there, his voice, just the way he projects that was phenomenal.
And then it goes into some real pretty, clean guitar.
And that's just a continuation of "Swim to the Moon" right there. That line.
It's great. Yep.
How he wants more. He wants.
Yep. Okay, this is the same dude.
Yup.
He's
the same person.
He is no longer swimming. He's found his little island. He's gonna do some weird shit on that island.
He's gonna make that island a little island that could.
We need to get like Tim Burton to make this movie.
Oh,
dude, that would be
epic.
David Lynch. There we go.
Lynch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get David Lynch to do it. So the whole time you're watching, just like still don't know what's going on.
you can almost have Christopher Nolan do it too.
Peter
M. Night
Jackson.
Shyamalan.
There we go.
He's
Peter
if you really
Jackson.
want to not know what's going on at the end of a movie and still have watched
That's my
a full,
dude.
and still
M. Night
have watched
Shyamalan.
a full movie, you watch an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I would sure like Nolan, but it's beneath him. This isn't convoluted enough for Nolan.
It's like, but guys, I can make this make sense. Like
He's like, I totally get this. I need something that's gonna make my brain hurt.
Right. So
Rank it.
with that said, I gave it
A
10.
10. Dude, it's a banger. It's,
Nice.
I
we're just gonna-
really
we just keep
like
saying that.
it. Just it captivates me from that awesome orchestra intro to the end of the Lunar Wilderness, and I quite literally was just like, why does it stop, Brett? It's over, Zach. Like, well, fucking play it again.
I think they said. I was just reading that they wanted to. They pretty much wanted to get something out on Metal Blade quickly, so they decided, like, I'm thinking of another universe where, because you get 12 songs on part 2, where it was more of like 6 or 7 songs on each one, and how would what songs would they have put, how they would have done it if they weren't so eager to just slam it out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they did. Because I fucking love it.
I mean, it's a half an hour of material.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, it's solid.
Yeah,
It's a solid listen.
It's the goods.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, final thoughts.
So I'll go ahead and rank it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this one a 9.4.
9.4, solid.
I had a hard time actually trying to read the lyrics and follow along with it because there was just like missing sections. Like I would try to hear what he's saying and listen to the lyrics, and then like the line "living and dreaming," he physically never says those words.
Is it in parentheses?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Because they'll do that a lot. The parentheses and brackets, those aren't spoken.
This was definitely,
it's just for the story.
This is definitely just part of, and I checked a couple different lyric sites. But that, and then like even in the line, it has all caused an even pressure. He definitely just screams caused even pressure, and that's it. And so it was kind of throwing me off. But still, like listening to this song and not trying to think about it too much, listening to it as an appreciator of the music, I fucking love it. So
Yeah,
and I understand like that's his like creativeness behind it, and you know it's his art. It just kind of it threw me through a loop, and I just was a little turned off by it, I guess.
Damn you, Tommy. Look what you've done.
How dare you make me think about what you're doing?
I just want the happy trigger to go off in my brain when you make the noises.
Give
I
me
will sleep, I need
serotonin.
answers.
Okay, song number 2, Augment of Rebirth. Also a really good one.
I love the alarm outro to Specular into Augment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It ends with "Please wake up," and it starts going off with a bunch of different alarms that you can tell are even like from different eras of our existence. You know, you've got
Yeah.
your standard alarm clock, you've got your cuckoo clock, and a couple other things like bells and chimes going off. So I like that since we're talking about different planes of existence and through space and time. That was a good call to different eras of how we used to wake up.
This is we got prospect number 2 now. He's flying about. He's got his it's referred to as his hypersleep vessel. I like that. This is my least favorite of the 3. Don't honestly have a whole lot to say about it. It goes all over the place. It continues it's another 9, I think it's 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to add for Augment of Rebirth. Anyone got further thoughts?
It is some slutty riffs to start off.
Oh yeah.
It is a slutty riff as soon as it
Yeah.
comes in. Like, so that definitely, like, you got the alarms going off into this just slutty, just ripping guitar.
It's the one where it's like, right?
Some of the
Oh, yeah.
lyrics here.
For sure.
Worse things have happened. Worse things will happen. It's been worse. This is not reassuring.
That's good.
It's like, yeah, I've been there in my
Like, this
head.
is
Like
not
you just go
reassuring.
down a couple steps on this, and you're like, "This is not. You need to stop.
like,
this is not helpful."
Yeah, I like that. Oh my God, I've been called worse. That made me go, ouch.
Yeah, that part. That's my favorite part of
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of this one. I have been called much worse. Secretly, that title makes me feel comfortable.
I do love that
It's got
part.
like a carnival-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of my
I
favorite
love that
parts.
part. In my little notes here, I wrote down at like 2 minutes in, there's like that ba-na-na, ba-na-na. That reminds me of like an old fight scene from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it always reminded me of the guitar tones that they used and type of style that they used. So that was my my Power Ranger riff, followed by the heavy chugs. There's definitely some chugs after
Definitely
that.
some chugs. I definitely got I got personally X-Men vibes off it because there's a couple of the notes that lined up perfectly in essence with the X-Men theme song, like the old school, like but it in my head it lined up just right. It's the first thing. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Who wants to start us off?
This song's cool. I mean, it's not like you said, it's not my favorite either. I really like the to create, to recreate part.
Yep.
Down to the last seat, I stand with a dark stare, still silent, still frighteningly silent, which is funny because this is the character that we were introduced to in Lost Paradise, the character that talks too much, and now it's still silent, still frighteningly silent. That's a
Constant theme.
yes.
Silence and the incoming silence.
So I give this song an 8.
8. Okay. Zach, Augment of Rebirth. Thoughts?
I still really like this song. I liked it lyrically. I liked it, like the solos, the slutty riffs, the intro. I mean, yeah.
Slutty riffs. I'm glad we're
I'm so
making
glad
that a thing.
Doggo tossed that idea around. Just gonna give it. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Man, dude, understandable.
I thought about change it a little bit, but no.
This is
My mind is made.
this is it. This is the good stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
This is what you want.
It is what I want.
All right, Brett, what do you think?
I definitely still like this one a lot too. Definitely agree with Zach that the use of the guitar solos and everything else in the song was really fun to listen to, and definitely could jam out and two-step to this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Two-steppable.
Oh,
Show.
very two-steppable.
Brett Maxwell.
I'm gonna keep this one at an even 9.
9. That's solid.
The Brett Maxwell two-step stamp of approval.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, Chris.
I agree with Brett.
Yeah.
Going with a 9.
Going with the 9.
Yep.
It's comfortable.
It is. It's a comfortable spot to
It's
be.
definitely one that if I were like, what song do I want to listen to? I could find myself picking this song.
Oh yeah.
It's all good. I
Yeah.
definitely we'll get to it, but the last song is my favorite, but I never start there. I'm like, oh, I gotta earn it. I'm getting through
Right.
it. It's like it's the 3 songs go so well together.
Oh,
yeah. They
And
really do.
That the intro for Specular was just like, yeah. That's how I can't just listen to the one. I need all 3 of them.
Yeah.
That being said, I get a 9.2.
Respectable.
I don't think I've ever gone. I've definitely gone straight to Lunar Wilderness before, but I don't know if I ever go to Augmented Rebirth first.
I would say
It's
out
like-
of all of these Specular Reflections, the one, if I'm going to pick one to just only one to listen to and just go to is Specular Reflection.
Yeah. So I really, really like Augmented Rebirth, but I feel like it needs its bread. Like it's the middle. Like
Yeah.
It's the butter for the bread.
As weird as it is, I never find myself sitting and thinking, what between the Buried in Me song do I want to listen to? It's always, what album do I want to listen
oh
to?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Yeah.
cannot sit and say, I want to just listen to this song.
I can.
I need to.
I can, but I totally
No.
but
I get it. I get it.
But I definitely do the same thing. Like it's not usual that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to this one song. It's like, what album am I gonna go listen to?
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
can't,
Right.
I can't usually listen to one. I'm like,
Yeah, I could definitely listen to prequel to sequel right now. Or
yes, definitely.
I could listen to
White Walls.
Colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's how it usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes. I really want to listen to prequel. I could go for the 50 minutes before it too, though.
Yeah, you know.
Yep.
I got an hour to kill. So that brings us to song number 3, final song on this EP, Lunar Wilderness. My favorite. It comes in so beautiful.
Yeah.
It sounds like
It's very soft.
woods on a moon. Like
Right.
it sounds like Lunar Wilderness.
Oh,
It sounds like
absolutely.
it's
It
like
put me on indoor for a second.
He made it.
it's
Okay.
one of the most
Okay.
like
Prospect
when I-
One made it.
when
He
I
made it
hear
to the moon.
when I hear the intro to it, it makes me think like the title is absolutely perfect, and that is what it's so good. It's so good. There's so many good guitar parts. That beginning part, the bass part, is fucking
Oh,
awesome.
dude.
I
Mhm.
have a soft spot for a sexy bass line.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dan, Mr.
There
Burgess
was.
just brings it.
Oh, he just laid it on
Just
you.
getting it.
Yeah.
The first chorus is just so dude. The guitars in the intro are so fucking cool. The way it like bounces and pops. The first chorus where he comes in strong as fuck, and then when the explaining the whispered words, the way he says that is so pretty.
I like the very beginning where it's just many days and fewer nights. So I'm told.
Yeah, the way he says "so I'm told"
Yeah.
is really cool.
hmm It's very harmonized. It was harmonized very well.
He says that this is the least amount of production he ever put into his vocals.
Whoa.
So it's the rawest,
Nice.
which I totally hear. It
Yeah.
totally sounds like
I would agree with that.
even when he's doing weird or silly voices or clean stuff, it doesn't sound overprocessed.
No.
It sounds really good.
There's a couple like parts where
Sounds
some
very
of the lines,
natural.
yeah, there's a couple parts where some of the lines are whispered very, very quiet. Like I kept repeating one part of Specular Reflections, trying to hear the line, and all like I finally heard it, but it's just so terribly quiet. So I could see he did some, but yeah, through most of it singing and screaming, I could tell like he's just fucking getting it.
hmm It's great. It's beautiful.
There's whole sections of stuff he added that doesn't actually get spoken.
That little parenthetical spot, that is Lost Paradise.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the song Lost Paradise. Just
And
from
this
his
is-
perspective rather than the child.
And this is supposed to be, that's supposed to be the big reveal of the album. Is
Yeah.
that these are characters that you've already been introduced to somewhat. It's a long song. It's all so good. I'm thinking
This
about
is
the very
shortest
end.
on the album.
It is only 9 minutes.
Only 9. Not the 10 or 11. that the
This was
first
the
two are.
album that I was like, I had a hard time getting into it because it was the first one that came out. Like you said, like it was what you're like, I'm getting into this.
Yeah.
It was the first one that came out while I was into him. We're starting to get into him. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check this out because it's new. And then I was like, holy shit, 10-minute songs.
It's
And I
daunting.
was not ready for that as a person who liked music.
Yeah, you're like, that's a lot to
I am
handle.
used to like 3 to 4 minute songs, 5 max.
verse, chorus, guitar
Yes.
solo. Like,
Yeah.
they do not
You
follow
give me
that format.
A-B-A-B-C pattern.
Yes.
We're good.
Mhm.
They don't have very much. They just run the gamut of the alphabet in every song.
They do. But I've come to really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the song, he this is Prospect 2, I believe, makes it back to
Mhm.
his home planet. That is not there. And that ending sequence, home, the empty space of home, all I've known is gone, all I've loved is lost, silence. That part is so haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
hard
an
hitting.
amazing outro because you've been this song, the whole album has been, just in your face and go go go, and then to end it on such a low note like that, it really is daunting.
Yeah, it's
I don't think he's returned home. I think it was already destroyed when he left. Or it was in the process of being destroyed when he left.
it's in the process of being destroyed.
And then this is him waking up fully and being like, oh shit. He's just it's all coming back to him now.
Mm-hmm.
The memory of it.
That works too. I mean that
Yeah.
still makes
It's
me
all
happy.
it's all open to interpretation, of course, but
That makes me
Right.
happy still. The dig deep, commence sleep, commence
Yeah.
sleep inside sleep. That breakdown is so fucking
Mm-hmm.
so heavy, so good.
There's so many good breakdowns in this song.
Yeah,
What-
absolute fucking unit of song. It's got the it's got one of my favorite things where it's the last song and it feels like the last song. Like you're getting into it and you're like the beginning is like, okay, this is the end, and then you get to the end of the song and you're like, this isn't just the end of the song, this is the end of the whole album.
Mhm.
I like when you can
Yeah.
make both of those things happen.
Right.
and it's also kind of pointing towards what he's eventually going to do. It says they let these people recreate. Maybe I should have ended it all.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, I
like
did
you're
that.
starting to see those little seeds of he's not only is he is God, he is a God, and he has the power to either create or recreate or end it all.
Yep.
And we're gonna find out what he does.
Fucking
And
send it, bro.
The very first
Mhm.
song on the next album is called "Goodbye to Everything."
Yes.
So there's your hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
Hint. Wink.
So
wink.
I'll kick us off. I gave it a 10. It's it's my favorite on this album. It's one of my probably top 10 of their entire discography.
Oh.
Dick, what do you think?
9.
9. Good. It's healthy. Good nutrition program for that one. Zach, what do you think?
I really liked it. There's a couple different parts. Lyrically, where it says like where he hits land, that part fucking slaps.
Mm.
Another one, he's basically facing death, and then he's explaining the story behind it. Again, just fucking slaps. With that said, I don't think anybody's surprised right now. I'm gonna give it a 10.
Get a
I-
perfect,
This whole fucking EP was just
perfect score from Zach for the
Perfect.
whole album. That is well deserved. I thought about doing it myself, but
I couldn't resist.
I was nearly there.
I
I was nearly there until I started delving more into like trying to look into the lyrics.
you just like, damn it.
No, it just was frustrating.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense to me, but also he's the artist. He wants you to interpret a certain way, or wants you to openly interpret it, and he also wants to promote it a certain way. So this song, I'm going to give a 10, though.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved everything about it.
It's a really good song.
What I find super cool about it, that gives me, because like I've been listening to this shit for a very long time, and
10 years.
and and have went through the just listening to it and loving it, then looking at the lyrics and going, okay, you appreciate it more. Then
Yeah.
then piecing it like piecing the concept together, then adding in all the bits from the other albums.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that you can appreciate it without doing any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
I still loved it when it was just listening to the fucking music. I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And there's just so many different layers to it, and I just imagine as time goes on, I'm gonna continue to
Mm-hmm.
grow to love it more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was definitely this time in particular. I'm like, I'm gonna dive in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna absolutely fucking get it. And I walked out of it going like, well, this is a lot.
It was it was really cool.
Maybe I'm not. Let me.
Yeah, it was really cool.
retract.
This is the
step
first time
closer.
I've listened since my original listen throughs back when it came out. So like I was like, cool. It was really cool to revisit it
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
again.
All right, Chris.
It was the icing on the cake.
It is the icing on the cake
The
for
Tanner.
The cream of the
sure.
crop.
Banger.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Listen here, brother.
That got as high a scores as I figured it would.
Yeah.
Is that highest? No, Colors is still highest.
Yeah.
We get 9.47. That's pretty high, boys.
Ooh,
Lunar
hell yeah,
came out on
brother.
top there, but the lowest score was a 9.05. So we sure loved us some Parallax Hypersleep Dialogs.
Indeed.
And we've been recording for as long as the album is.
Wow, look at that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, decent amount to talk about it.
Healthy.
That is healthy.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening. This one was really fun for me to do. I'm super excited for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Where all three of these songs were absolutely amazing, and you're not disappointed with part two. Part two is a behemoth.
Yeah,
It
it's
is-
a lot. It's a lot.
There's 4 10-minute songs. You got your instrumentals, you got a
Mhm.
couple short weird ones. There is so much to unpack to bring this story full circle. Though I'm sure we're going to probably hear more of the Night Owls in the future at some point. I'm sure they'll be back.
Still waiting on the Redneck Lord.
You know, we watched a live stream and we made sure we had the subscription so we could comment on things, and we
Yep.
bugged them in the chat like Redneck Lord, Redneck Lord, Redneck Lord.
Ignored. 100%
They weren't about
ignored.
it, but I'm letting you guys know now. I got VIP tickets
Yeah.
for the next show. You know what that includes?
Q&A.
Q&A. I am going to look Tommy in the eyes and I'm going to ask him about the Redneck Lord. Not just for me, not just for you guys, but for all you listeners. We are going to get to the bottom of it.
Doesn't need sleep.
I've been
Right.
Nick.
Answers.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Dick, Chris, Zach, Brett.
Yeah.
Yay.
We'll catch you next time on another episode of Rank 'em All Between the Bear to Me edition.
Yeah.
Whoop, papa!
Oh yeah.
It's a Peach Bellini.
Jesus Christ.
Whoop, papa! I don't remember what that's from.
I don't know.
I saw it popped up on my
No,
memory.
it's not Dragon Quest. It's one of the games that which one is it? Where you turn into the fucking dragon?
I don't remember. I just
Breath of Fire? No. What the fuck?
I
is
don't
it?
know what you're talking about.
Yes, I think Breath of Fire.
It is
You,
it's totally Breath of
you
Fire.
get to
It's
control a
just Breath of
dragon.
Fire right here. You transform into a dragon.
you're
Right,
right.
You walk up to this one person and all goes, woo papa!
Whoop, papa! With dot 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 at the
Yes.
end. Whoop,
That's great.
papa!
I'm glad we figured this out.
It's so menacing. It's like, what the
What is
fuck?
whoop
guys?
papa?
We will see you all in the next episode of Rank 'em All, where we check out the Parallax Part 2 future sequence.
Whoop, papa.
Oh, yeah?
I thought you were done recording.
Yeah.
Nope.
I thought it
This
was-
was too good to not record. Bye, guys.